Welcome here to the Brickyard for race number 20 of the 2016 NASCAR Spring Up Series season. We are bringing you coverage of today's Crown Royal 400 NASCAR Spring Up Series racing here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm Eric Burton here in the broadcast booth, here to give you full coverage of today's race. It is a 24-lap race here at the Brickyard, one of the more historic tracks on the NASCAR schedule here at the Brickyard. On the front row for today's race will be the number 22 of Joey Logano, looking for his third win of 2016, alongside a four-time winner at the Brickyard, Jimmie Johnson. Row 2, the 19, Carl Edwards trying to make the chase on points. He has yet to go to victory lane in 2016. On the outside, rookie Chase Elliott in the Napper Chevrolet. Row 3, the number 11 of Denny Hamlin and the number 10 of Regan Smith. Tony Stewart and Dale Jr., Casey Kane, and Ryan Blaney will complete your top 10 on the starting grid. We had a total of 45 entries. 2 drivers failed to qualify, and so we have 43 cars lined up on the grid, all hoping to take home the checker flag here at the end of the day. Let's take it down trackside and get the command to fire up the engines.
Drivers, start your engines!
And now the pace car will lead the field onto the track so they can complete their pace lap before we go green here from the Brickyard. The 22 Joey Logano on pole for the fourth time in 2016. The Team Penske driver and the 40 Johnson, they are the two drivers who they have already clinched a spot into the 2016 chase. Two of the 5 drivers who have already done that. Logano, Johnson, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, and Kevin Harvick. And then you got the 19, Carl Edwards right now 15th on the chase grid, and the 24, Chase Elliott on the outside looking in. Let's send it down to the back where the 42 of Kyle Larson is. Kyle Larson coming off a big win, his first career win last time out at New Hampshire. Larson is now the 13th driver to win a race here in 2016. Right now, that win by Kyle Larson has bumped his teammate, the one of Jamie McMurray, out of the chase grid as of right now. Coming down here in the turn 3, Logano and Johnson, your front row. We'll be right back with the green flag. We're back live here at Indianapolis, going green this time by. We just got word that one of our starters, the 40 of Reed Sorensen, was not able to fire his engine, and we just got word that the 40 of Reed Sorensen has already retired from the race. Tough break for the number 40 Hillman Racing Chevrolet team of Reed Sorensen. But as we come down here to the green flag, racing here from the Brickyard, Joey Logano brings us under the green flag. We're underway. And Logano gets a great launch off the start. He already clears Johnson entering turn number 1. And Elliott moves to the bottom of the track to get third away from the 19 of Carl Edwards. It's Logano, Johnson, Elliott, Edwards, and Denny Hamlin, Tony Stewart, Ryan Blaney, Casey Kane, Smith, and Keselowski, your top 10. Off turn 2, down the back straightaway, they go for the first time today. Casey Kane on the inside of Ryan Blaney, and Johnson going for the lead on Logano. Hamlin on the inside of Carl Edwards back here. Then we got Truex on the inside of Dale Jr. Kevin Harvick on the inside of the number 78. The 3 wide coming off turn number 4. And down to the line to complete lap number 1. We remain green as battle for second heats up Denny Hamlin on the inside of Logano. So now it's Johnson leading Hamlin and Logano third. Edwards and Chase Elliott, your top 5. Casey Kane now moving up into 6th. Keselowski 7th of Regan Smith. And now Kevin Harvick is going to get right into the bumper of Tony Stewart. And that will allow the 20 of Kenseth to get on the inside of Kevin Harvick. Now the outside line is not the preferred lane here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The inside lane is your best friend. That's where all the grip is. That is the preferred line at the Brickyard. We've seen it in years past. And right now it is single file through your top 10. Right now, Jimmie Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Logano, Edwards, and Chase Elliott. Casey Kane, Keselowski, Smith, Tony Stewart, and Matt Kenseth. Kevin Harvick, Stenhouse, Blaney, Clint Boyer, Dale Jr., Brian Vickers, Martin Truex, Brian Scott, Kurt Busch, and Kyle Busch. McMurray, Paul Menard, Larson, Austin Dillon, Greg Biffle, Elliott Sadler, Al Mirola, David Reagan, Chris Buescher, yesterday's Xfinity winner, and Ryan Newman, Casey Mears, Trevor Bayne, Allmendinger. Now the 95 being driven by Ty Dillon. This is the primary car at Levine Family Racing, and then they entered 2 cars this weekend. Ty Dillon driving the 95 Cheerio Chevrolet, and Michael McDowell has moved over to the second car, the number 59 Caleb Chevrolet for Michael McDowell. Matthew Benedetto, top 5 in the Xfinity race last night for Joe Gibbs Racing. Landon Castle, Jed Burton, Alex Bowman, Brett Moffitt, and Michael Annett, and Reed Sorensen out of the race here, unable to start the race. So now it's Denny Hamlin who's now taking the lead over, and Johnson's dropped all the way back here outside the top 5 now, as he'll get hounded by the Hendrick car Chase Elliott, the Penske Ford of Keselowski. Now here goes Regan Smith, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick. They're all ganging up in that 48 of Johnson. This is a great example of the outside lane not working. See Johnson up top. He has like no grip. He has to get out the gas a little bit sooner because there's no grip. He's going to make contact with Regan Smith, and Smith spins out the track, and old Johnson in Stenhouse. Huge wreck back here outside the top 20. Greg Biffle up in the air, flipping down here in turn number 3, and it's a huge wreck down here in turn 3. 34, Brett Moffitt, Michael McDowell, Landon Castle, Eric Almirola. All started with Jimmy Johnson and Regan Smith. And look at all these cars on the pit lane. 20 to go, and we have maybe half the field done for the day. Brett Moffitt, DeBenedetto, Allmendinger, Justin Allgaier, David Reagan, McDowell, Almirola, Chris Buescher, Brian Vickers, Biffle, Stenhouse, and Johnson. At the line, we had 28 cars complete that lap. The rest are right now, it appears to be done, or at least on pit lane. Michael Annett, Landon Castle, Brett Moffitt, and A.J. Allmendinger have retired from the race. Now Matty Benedetto and Justin Allgaier joins that list. And now David Reagan and McDowell and Chris Buescher. Let's see if we can get a replay of this huge crash here on lap number 4 here at Indianapolis. Okay, this is going to be a wild route for the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. See, he's already fallen back almost outside the top 10. And him and Smith are going to crowd, make contact. And watch that 48 of Johnson. Oh, look at that 48, like launches up in the air. You can see that he hit some little crest in the outside wall. I don't even know what you really call it. A little opening in the outside wall. You can see that 48 right there. Goes up in the air and nowhere to go for the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He continues his horrible year as Vickers piles into Stenhouse. Here comes Biffle, runs right into Vickers. Larson, last week's winner at New Hampshire, runs into Biffle, and that 16 is going to go up in the air over on top of the fellow Ford teammate Chris Buescher. Elliott Sadler, Trevor Bain spins, and there's Allmendinger already spinning, and I'm not quite sure what happened to Eddie Adeo Jr. I didn't see him get involved. But there's Allgaier and DeBenedetto, Michael McDowell, Landon Castle, Jed Burton, and Bowman. They did a pretty good job getting by. See Elliott Sadler damage. Let's go back and see the 88 of Dale Jr. And he actually had the whole thing missed until he gets crowded down in the grass by Clint Boyer. Comes back up the track into Ryan Blaney. And Jr. is going to spin out, and his terrible year continues as well. Right now, the only one of the 2 Hendrick cars who would miss the chase right now with teammate Chase Elliott. On board, Jimmy Johnson. On board, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And Greg Biffle. We are back live here at the Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, NASCAR Spring Up Series Racing here from Indianapolis. And after that huge wreck on lap number 4 of the race, which has dropped a lot of drivers out of the race, we have, this time by will be about 16 laps remaining here in the Crown Royal 400. Now, out of the race, we already documented that Reed Sorensen had issues on before The race even started, he's out the race in 43rd place. Michael Lynette, Brett Moffitt, Landon Castle, Matty Benedetto, Michael McDowell, Justin Allgaier, AJ Allmendinger, David Reagan, Chris Buescher, Greg Biffle, Brian Vickers, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Jimmy Johnson, and Kyle Larson. They are now out of the race, leaving us with only 28 cars remaining in the race. So, and you look at some of the names that are out of the race, like Kyle Larson. This is why right now Kyle Larson, he is so lucky right now. He has that win at New Hampshire in the bag now. Larson 29th. This would really hurt him in points should he not had that win at New Hampshire. Johnson 2 wins. He's already in the chase. Then you got Stenhouse, Vickers, and Biffle. 3 drivers who must win a race or they're going to make the chase. Maybe not Vickers. I mean, Vickers is a little bit higher up in points, but he gets my drift. As we're going back green, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards, Kenseth Harvick, Tony Stewart, Clint Bowyer, and Martin Truex Jr. Only 28 cars remain on track. Who will be going home to victory lane here tonight? But to find out as we're back on the way from the Brickyard. And now, second place battle. Here comes Chase Elliott on the inside of Joey Logano for second place. Brad Keselowski, he's now pushing Elliott by Logano, his teammate. And now Logano goes out the track. Here comes Kenseth with the momentum on the inside. And they're 3 wide behind him off the corner. Now they settle it down to 2 wide. Kurt Busch, Casey Kane, Paul Menard having a great run in that 27 car. And Kevin Harvick on the inside of the 19 of Edwards. Now second place battle again. Here comes Keselowski on the inside of Chase Elliott. How about Matt Kenseth coming up through here on the inside lane? Inside of Keselowski as the number 11, Denny Hamlin drives away. 15 laps remaining at the Brickyard. Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth now in a second. Here comes Logano back into third place. Kevin Harvick, Clint Bowyer, he started all the way back outside the top 20. And Bowyer now up here inside the top 5, and he's going to get on the inside of Kevin Harvick. And they almost made contact between Kevin Harvick and Keselowski. Casey Kane and Tony Stewart round out your top 10. Kurt Busch, great run by Brian Scott, Kyle Busch, Paul Menard, and Casey Mears. Austin Dillon, Martin Truex, Jamie McMurray, Alex Bowman, and Regan Smith, your top 20. Ty Dillon, Trevor Bayne, Jed Burton, Ryan Newman, and Ryan Blaney. Elliott Sadler, Dale Jr. Right now last is the 43 of Eric Almirola. Now the 2 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas have pulled away from third place Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Matt Kenseth. The only 2 Gibbs cars who have a win this year. You look at Carl Edwards and Kyle Busch. They don't have a win this year. Well, these 2 guys do. Kenseth won Kansas, and Hamlin won all the way back at Fontana earlier in the year. Its second win today would put them in the chase for 2016. Here comes Matt Kenseth on the inside lane for the lead. Hamlin trying to keep that momentum on the outside, but we all know how that outside lane does not work here at Indianapolis. And now here comes Logano back in the picture. He'll now get on the inside of Denny Hamlin and drive right to the back bumper of Matt Kenseth. Look at the momentum Joey Logano has to turn 3 and 4. And right on the bumper of that number 20 car. Now Logano moves to the inside, and Kenseth stuck in the outside lane in the marbles. Matt will lose his grip, and here comes that for Kevin Harvick now. Harvick will now move up into second place, and now another Toyota in the mix, Clint Bowyer. Great run by Clint Bowyer, the 5-hour Energy Toyota, a 1-year deal at Furniture Row Racing. He'll move to Stewart-Haas Racing in 2017, looking to get his second win to punch his ticket into the chase as well. Kevin Harvick, 3 wins this year, looking for win number 4. You got Edwards looking for his first win of the year. Chase Elliott looking for his first career win. Casey Kane, Keselowski, Tony Stewart, your top 10. Coming down, we are now past the halfway point in this race, and this is still anybody's race as Logano pulls away in the 22. Your pole center, Joey Logano, Kenseth, and Harvick now your top 3, and Elliott's in the wall. Chase Elliott in the wall by Casey Kane in the 5, and that will allow Kurt Busch and Tony Stewart to make the pass. Now trying to get inside the top 10 comes at 27 to Paul Menard, the 29 rookie Brian Scott, runner-up in last night's Xfinity race. Brian Scott led the most laps but failed to get the win. Right now running 12th, Paul Menard 13th, Kyle Busch, and Austin Dillon, your top 15. Now Carl Edwards stuck on the outside. Hamlin and Keselowski will get by. And now your top 4 break away. Joey Logano, Kenseth drives back to the bumper, the 22 Logano. Kevin Harvick now sits 3rd, trying to watch these two guys go at it, and Matt just barely gets to the inside of Logano. Side by side, Matt Kenseth on the inside, Joey Logano on the outside. Now the 4, Kevin Harvick, will take advantage of the 22 up the track. He'll move to the inside for 2nd place, and Clint Bowyer is expected to follow the inside of Kevin Harvick. Harvick on the inside of Logano. Bowyer will move to the inside of Logano. Should Harvick clear that 22 off turn number 3 and 4. And they both will clear him off turn 4 as Bowyer would move to the inside of Kevin Harvick. 10 to go. This time by for Matt Kenseth. He's now in front at Indianapolis. Denny Hamlin now moves to the inside of Logano for 4th place. Keselowski now inside, trying to look inside the top 5 on the inside of his teammate Joey Logano. Tony Stewart, Casey Kane, Carl Edwards, and how about Brian Scott now inside the top 10? The rookie out of RCR hasn't really had a great rookie year. Right now, running 10th place here at the Brickyard. Kyle Busch having a good point stay right now in the 18. Chase Elliott in the 24. Paul Menard, Kurt Busch, Dillon. And we look further back, we had Ty Dillon in the 95, giving that number 95 team a good run. Alex Bowman having a great run inside the top 20, but he's gonna get passed by Ty Dillon and Trevor Bayne. Kevin Harvick. Last time Mike Kenseth was quicker, but this time Harvick quicker, and he's closing in. He is closing in on the 20 of Kenseth. Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, Clint Bowyer, Denny Hamlin, Keselowski, Logano, Stewart, Kane, Edwards, and now Scott undertaken from the former series champion, defending champion, Kyle Busch. Remember, Chase Elliott hit the wall off turn 2. Elliott has dropped all the way down to the 12th place. Now trying to get back inside the top 10 in the 24. And Harvick closing the gap on Matt Kenseth. Hamlin to the inside of Clint Bowyer for 3rd place. That's here off turn number 4. It'll be 8 to go. This time by a win today for Matt Kenseth would certainly put him in the chase, making him the first Joe Gibbs Racing car and driver to officially make the chase. And I'm having trouble talking. I went to the dentist earlier today, and yeah, that's something's kind of bad, but I apologize. Anyway, but Matt Kenseth right now, he leader Kevin Harvick 2nd. Hamlin now 3rd, and Bowyer's dropped outside the top 5 as Hamlin, Keselowski, and now Logano have gotten by. And what a great run by Tony Stewart right now in 7th place. His final race at the Brickyard. Running 7th. Casey Kane moves to the inside of Tony Stewart now in the 5 car. Edwards on the inside now, Tony Stewart. Kyle Busch right now, he has taken the 10th spot away from Brian Scott. And Busch drives away from Elliott, who's now in 11th. Menard goes by his teammate Brian Scott. Kurt Busch right now in 14th. In the 41. But laps are winding down. Harvick closed in, but last time by, Kenseth was just a little bit quicker. Bowyer back on the inside of the 22 of Joey Logano. Casey Kane 7th. Tony Stewart, Edwards, and Kyle Busch. They'll be coming to 7 to go this time by for race leader Matt Kenseth. Now, next week in the NASCAR Speedway Series will be live from the Iowa Speedway. The inaugural NASCAR Speedway Series race at Iowa. That'll be next weekend. Joining them will be the Xfinity and Truck Series, also returning to the Iowa Speedway. That is next weekend here on March 531. And after this race, we'll have 6 more races until we will finally crown ourselves a champion. Well, not champion, but like finally decide who will be our 16 drivers running for the championship. And then 10 races later, we will crown ourselves a champion. Will it be Matt Kenseth? Will he clinch a spot in the chase today? Will Kevin Harvick be able to close in and try to get that win away? Right now, Kevin Harvick is the top seed right now on the chase grid with 3 wins. Last win came at Pocono, trying to close the gap, but now he has a hungry Denny Hamlin chasing him down for the runner-up position. Keselowski now 4th, Logano 5th, Bowyer 6th, Kane, Stewart, Edwards, and Kyle Busch, your top 10. Coming to 5 laps remaining at the Brickyard. And not far ahead of the number 20 is the 43 of Eric Almirola. Damage in that early wreck on lap number 4 of the race. And now here they all come attacking the 4 Kevin Harvick. Hamlin goes by, Keselowski, Logano, and Bowyer all get around the 4 Kevin Harvick, and here comes the 5 of Casey Kane trying to join the battle. They make contact, 3 wide, Bowyer on the inside, Logano in the middle, Keselowski up top, and they nearly make contact. Bowyer nearly spins the 22 Logano out. The top 2 drive away, Kenseth and Denny Hamlin. Watch out, here comes Logano back on the outside, and now they're going to catch the 43 of Almirola. Here comes Denny Hamlin. The back bumper of Matt Kenseth. Bowyer takes the inside line on Almirola down here in turn number 1 and 2. Harvick moves by. Casey Kane moves by. Here comes Logano. And the big loser is going to be that 14 of Tony Stewart. He's stuck in behind Almirola. That will allow the 19 to get by. And that will allow the 18 of Kyle Busch to have a pretty good run on Tony Stewart down into turn number 3. And battle for the lead. Here comes Denny Hamlin back on the inside of Matt Kenseth. 2 drivers who have never won at the Brickyard going at it the 2 Joe Gibbs Racing teammates. Clint Bowyer and Kevin Harvick side by side. They have caught the 2 Gibbs drivers. Yeah, these 2 guys were slowed up by the 43 of Eric Almirola. 3 to go this time by. If we were to catch another slower car, that would be Almirola's teammate, Elliott Sadler. Now, Paul Menard, Chase Elliott now catching the slower 43 of Eric Almirola. They should get by here off turn number 2. They move to the inside, Menard and Elliott. Will we see another caution? That would be huge, as we would have a green-white checker, because we don't have enough laps to have a yellow, and then in this race at the scheduled distance. We're coming down to 2 to go for the 20 of Matt Kenseth off turn number 4. Can he hang on? Can Denny Hamlin get around him? 2 laps remaining at Indianapolis. And we are under yellow again, and it may involve, it does involve the 12 of Ryan Blaney. We are under yellow again, and we will be having to go overtime at the Brickyard. Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, Clint Bowyer, Kevin Harvick, and Casey Kane, your top 5. And it always seems to happen right when we're about to end the race, and all this will do now is just give me extra work. But that's okay, because we all want to see a green finish. And Ryan Blaney, Ryan Newman, Dale Jr. in the 88. Jenny gets by Newman, but sends Newman up the track. Newman gets into Ryan Blaney, and the 12 of Ryan Blaney goes around here on the backstretch. So we are now under yellow here at the Brickyard. And we have right now 27 cars on track. Almirola will not be able to participate in this green-white checker. So we'll be right back here with the restart. Okay, we are back live here at Indianapolis, getting ready for the green-white checker here from the Brickyard. The 2 Joe Gibbs Racing drivers, Matt Kenseth and Denny Hamlin on the front row. Clint Bowyer and Kevin Harvick row 2. Casey Kane and Joey Logano with row 3. Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards row 4. And Tony Stewart and Kyle Busch, your top 10. 27 cars participating in this green-white checker finish. Rounding out the field, Ryan Blaney, who brought out our second caution of the day, will start 27th. Now, the outside line is not the preferred line. That's where Denny Hamlin is. But should Bowyer spin his tires, should Hamlin be able to get to the inside, will Kenseth hang on down to the line? We're underway here from the Brickyard, and Bowyer does spin his tires. Will Hamlin be able to move to the inside and block the 77 and get to the bumper of Matt Kenseth? And will we see another wreck? Even though we only have 27 cars remaining on track, there is still a high possibility of a crash. Like this, Tony Stewart gets into Harvick, Logano's in the outside wall. We have problems back here, and Logano and Kyle Busch fall back. Brian Scott, McMurray, Kurt Busch, all these guys lost their momentum. They're still 3 wide. Trevor Bayne trying to get his car where it shouldn't be right now, and he's making it 3 wide. McMurray in the middle, Brian Scott in the rear of Kyle Busch. And out of turn number 4, the white flag flies. 1 lap to go at the Brickyard for Matt Kenseth. White flag is in the air. We're underway. Final lap, Hamlin second, Bowyer third, Casey Candy, Keselowski. How about Paul Menard, Stewart, Harvick, Edwards, and Chase Elliott, your top 10. Great run by Paul Menard, your 2011 winner, inside the top 10. Down off turn 2, down the back straight away they go. Hamlin right there on the bumper. He'll have 2 more shots down here in turn 3 and 4. I don't think he's not close enough. I just don't think he's close enough to make anything happen. Down in the turn number 4, off the final corner. Hamlin can't get there. It'll be his first Brickyard win. Matt Kenseth comes off the final corner, and he will clinch a spot into the 2016 Chase. Matt Kenseth wins at the Brickyard. Hamlin will come home second. Casey Kane gets third. Keselowski and Clint Bowyer, your top 5. Paul Menard, Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, and Chase Elliott, your top 10. Martin Truex Jr., 11th. Great run by Casey Mears, 12th. Austin Dillon. Joey Logano, he fell all the way down to 14th. Kurt Busch, 15th. Brian Scott, Kyle Busch. A lot of guys were like big losers right here. Ryan Blaney got 21st, even though he spun. But there is your winner, Matt Kenseth, the 6th driver, who is now officially clinched a spot into the Chase, joining the Stewart-Haas teammates of Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick, the 2 Penske teammates of Logano and Keselowski, and the 48 team of Jimmy Johnson. So now 6 drivers know that they will be in the Chase no matter what. But we still have 10 spots still need to be filled. Next week in the NASCAR Speedway Series, we'll be heading to the Iowa Speedway for the inaugural event. On your screen, your results and your updated Chase grid after today's race at the Brickyard is on your screen. And until next time, we'll see you at Iowa for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series race here next weekend at Iowa. Goodbye, everyone.